As we close an incredibly successful year for the Fiber Broadband Association, it's always a good time to reflect on the past year and look ahead. At this time last year, we were living in an uncertain world as the global pandemic continued to rage, and we were still hopeful for a vaccine. We just finished a very eventful presidential election and transition, and a new administration was entering the White House. But despite all these challenges and uncertainty, we are exiting 2021 with an incredibly successful fiber broadband deployment year, and we are in position for our country to make a once-in-a-generation investment in broadband infrastructure that has the potential to close the digital equity gap once and for all. As we enter 2022, I have three predictions that have the potential to provide monumental impact to the way we live, work, and play for generations to come. My first prediction for 2022 is that this will be a defining year with the rollout of rules and procedures for the distribution of the $65 billion in broadband infrastructure funding. What will be unique and defining about this investment is the lion's share of the federal funding, about $46 billion, will be administered by a federal agency. But the money will be pushed down to the states and their state broadband offices to be distributed as part of the state broadband grants program. Given there are 50 states, Puerto Rico that's going to be treated like a state, DC and some other territories, having a consistent process and programs is going to be a challenge. As a result, the Fiber Broadband Associations teamed up with NTCA and research firm Cartesian to develop a federal funding playbook that will aid the state broadband offices with best practices and a path to efficiently deploy these funds to ensure the maximum benefit for the communities that they serve. My second prediction for 2022 is really not much of a prediction, but really almost a statement of fact. 2022 will kick off the beginning of the largest investment cycle in fiber broadband deployment in history. Based on our most recent research, more fiber will be deployed in the next 5 years that has been deployed throughout history. While the broadband infrastructure funding will not yet come into play until 2023, there are billions of dollars in play from the CARES Act, the American Rescue Plan, the Coronavirus Capital Projects Fund. In addition, the FCC continues to approve applications for RDOF awards that they announced just over a year ago. The Tier 1 and Tier 2 national and regional operators are also investing large sums of their own capital in fiber deployment, and we're seeing a ton of investment from private equity firms for fiber from both domestic and international investors. My third prediction is that supply chain and workforce development will continue to be a big challenge. Again, I don't think that's any surprise to anyone, but the passing of the infrastructure bill provides strong visibility that gives manufacturers the ability to expand factories and capacity. On the workforce side, the Fiber Broadband Association is launching its fiber optic technician training program nationwide. And this program is really relevant to every community in every state across the nation. And not only will this provide a great path for kids coming out of community colleges or veterans moving back into the private sector, but it really provides a job and a career that they'll be able to enjoy for years to come. And it's really important to get that boots in the ground so we can get all this fiber deployed. So I'm encouraged with a wonderful outlook and for the future. And 2022 is going to be the best year ever. I am so incredibly lucky to have the best job on the planet, and I'm wishing all of you a very happy 2022.